To be an avatar is to be the embodiment of the 8 virtues. It is to live a life constantly and forever in the quest to better thyself and the world in which we live. So here we have Gwendolen, who was having a rough day, insurmountable stresses. She takes a walk in the wilderness, sits under a tree, and a magical blue portal opens up. A book comes out, a map comes out, and suddenly she finds herself in a Renaissance fair where she meets a gypsy who asks her a bunch of personality questions, decides that the virtue that she favors is humility, transports her to a town that has been destroyed for pride, that is filled with all sorts of hazards and snakes and demons and ghosts, and has recommended that she go talk to the king of this land and go on a quest of the Avatar to better herself and the world around her. And here she is, about to attack an orc. Gwendolen the Shepherd. And so begins the quest of the Avatar. Over 200 hours of gameplay. Because what comes next is finding a traveling companion. And I guess the question is, what kind of traveling companion would suit Gwen well? Oh, first and foremost, let's get some rest. Oh no. Gwendolen is not prepared to fight these dangerous trolls. Let's read up on trolls for a quick second. Ambushed by trolls. Here's an instance where discretion will be the greater part of valor. Troll! These large and evil creatures can hurl axes, of which they carry a plentiful supply, with frightening accuracy. Beware their tricks. Trolls are usually found in the hills and mountains, and apparently this campsite. Abandoned campsite! Battle is lost. Oh boy. Let's get out of here. Impulsively. Save. He killed my horse! Oof. Harsh. Harsh. Sea Serpent. Now before he gets me, I'm gonna go ask Lord British how his health is. And tell him that I'm not feeling so good. Can't believe they got my horse. Just gonna take that horse to go for a ride to town. Vicious. Let's talk about your health. You're well? I'm not. Thank you very much. Do you have any more advice? Travel not alone. Ask people to join. Okay, so that's what we have to do. We have to build a party. Ultimately of 8. Only had a horse. I'm just going to read about the Fellowship. Chapter 3. Fellowship. Under Lord British's rule, each of the 8 towns has developed into a cultural center for one of the 8 major professions. In this manner, an orderly society has evolved with little friction between the diverse inhabitants. No one is restricted to their town of birth, and one frequently finds people of various professions visiting a particular town. These are the 8 major professions. Mage. The Magi of Britannia gather in Moonglow, near the Lyceum, where they can study the ancient mystical scrolls of the library. The strictures of their profession permit Magi to wear only cloth armor and carry either a staff, dagger, or sling. Unconfirmed rumors indicate that the highest adepts have acquired the use of arcane magical weapons. The primary weapon of the mage, of course, is magic. As the mage becomes more advanced, more powerful spells can be woven. Some of the greatest spells have been known to literally shake the earth or raise the dead. I see. Bard. The bards of Britain entertain the people with their wonderful ballads and tales of heroic deeds. Bards not only chronicle the deeds of valor, but perform them as well. The weapon of choice for a bard is the sling, but they may use a crossbow at times. All armor, save that of leather, is shunned by these minstrels, for they also find metal too harsh and noisy for their sensitive ears. The bard also dabbles in magic and makes a fine companion on a long journey. Fighter. From the town of Jellum hail the mighty fighters. They pass their lives in training and have the use of all weapons and armor. The most prefer the use of the double-edged Britannian sword, a devastating weapon in the hands of a skilled fencer. Fighters have little or no magical talents, for they believe only in the use of arms and fear that magical training saps the will and concentration of a true warrior. They possess a particular affinity for horses, and are most useful companions on travels to uncharted regions. That's interesting that they mentioned the horses. I wonder how that factors in, if it factors in. Druids. The druids are fierce fighters, especially when defending their beloved groves. They hold all trees to be sacred, and their town of Yew lies deep in the woods. Druids are also impressive practitioners of the mystic arts, and their knowledge of herbs is without peer. They may fight with different types of bows, although their preferred weapon is the mace. The druidic philosophy forbids the wearing of metal of any kind, so leather is their armor of choice. The druids' knowledge of the ways of the woodlands make them invaluable as fellow travelers. So I wonder if traveling in the woodlands with druids reduces the slow progress that you get. Or if this is just written in the book for flavor. Tinker. Tinkers of Minnock are highly skilled artisans and superb fighters. They are generally suspicious of magic, believing that only handcrafted artifacts possess true value, and thus use it seldomly. A tinker may use any weapon, however. The double-edged bladed war axe is preferred. Tinkers will use any non-magical armor. A traveling party with a tinker aboard need never fear for repair of any metal or wooden items. That's an interesting tidbit too, because I don't think there's any wear and tear in this game, but it would be interesting if the tinker helped with that. Paladin. Finally, the answer. These great fighters live in the town of Trinsic, in the southern part of Britannia. They are expert in all forms of combat and weapon use, and are one of the few professions that will make use of magical chain armor when it is available. Their deep beliefs in the value of good lend strength to their magic, which they wield with a certain flair. Paladins are thus very formidable opponents and highly valued allies. Ranger. Off the western shore of the mainland lies the fair island of the Rangers. Venturing far from their retreat at Skara, they strive to improve the conditions of people throughout the realm. Rangers are well versed in woods lore and fight fiercely with most weapons, but shun all but leather armor. They are also proficient magic users and faultless trackers in any wilderness. Now, my thinking is that I would like a druid to accompany me, so I want to learn about the city of Yew. About this. Northwest from the mountains begin the vast woods known as the Deep Forest. Many a traveler has become lost among these tall, majestic trees. If thy feet stray from the beaten path, do not despair, for within the woods lies the beautiful city of Yew, home of the mystic druids. The High Court of Yew judges all of the important cases in Britannia, is famed far and wide for the wisdom and decisions rendered here. Okay, to the northwest of the Serpent Spine we have the Deep Forest. Here is the moon gate that leads there, and this is where I am. What I think I will do is plot a course west through the mountains and then directly north. It's a shame I don't have my horse, but perhaps before we go to the City of Justice, we can enact some justice on the Sea Serpent, which felled our poor horse. Now let's read up on sea serpents before we take that risk. Serpent. The sea serpent is an aquatic relative of the dragon. The fireball cast by the serpent can sink a ship long before it has a chance to close with the beast. The best defense against the sea serpent is to engage it in close combat as quickly as possible. It is thy only chance, albeit a slim one, to survive the encounter. This will be pretty risky, but we've got to do it for the horse. I really hope I don't perish. Okay, so let's exit the castle and get justice for our horse. We didn't even get a chance to name that poor horse. Gwendolen's horse. attacked by serpent. Oh no, there's two of them. Okay. Now luckily monsters can only attack diagonally and the orthogonal directions. Now unfortunately this guy's not close enough. There we go. Okay, Sea Serpent number 1. Heavily wounded. Come on Gwen, get this Sea Serpent. Critical. Whew. Okay, so we killed one, but I think our chances are pretty low of getting the other one. So unfortunately, for safety's sake, I must disengage from this battle. We'll meet again, Sea Serpent. And again, let's go visit Lord British and ask him how well he's feeling. Surely it's a test of humility to know when to flee a battle. That is overwhelming, right? Don't think I could have taken much more fireball hits. Alright, LB, what's up? How you feeling? I'm not well. Oh, thank you. Free healing. What a nation. Thank you very much. Got any more advice? Yeah, I think you're right. I need some friends. We're gonna go find a druid friend. We're gonna go north, or west, then north, to the deep forest, to the town of U. Compulsively save. And here we are. I'm just gonna focus in on our location here. So as I said, I'm here in the castle. We're gonna go here, hug the mountains, go through the mountains, and then go directly north. So first, west. Here we are hugging the mountains, and there should be a passageway through them. Yeah, in between. And there is that river, and we're just gonna go straight north, and deep within the forest we should encounter the city of U. We're gonna learn about justice. Oh, and here we are. The town of U. You meet a wise druid. I am Dwip. I wonder if it's a acronym of some kind. Welcome thee to you, city. Welcome you thee to Zizi. Welcome thee to you, city of justice. Next time on the Ultima Experience, Part 7, Passing Time for Doing Crime, Poetic Justice. He killed my horse! Parted with a tinker aboard. Sink a simp. Welcome you thee to Zizi.